Okay. All right, so hello everybody, it's Chef Bob again from Coral Glades High School. Today, actually, I was gonna do one demo, but since I have the ingredients for other ones, I am going to combine them and actually make four quick demos, because I'm also gonna show you how to make a very basic Parmesan vinaigrette. So, the main course that we're doing today is an Asian noodle salad. Now, this salad is amazing. I made the dressing myself. The recipe is on Canvas, and please reach out to me if you want the recipe, but for my students, it's on Canvas in the files folder under the recipes, in the file section under the recipes folder. This is basically made with soy sauce, rice vinegar, teriyaki sauce, coconut oil, salt, pepper, garlic. It's very flavorful, very delicious, okay? So I've pre-made that, okay? The other ingredients that go in this salad is noodles. Now, you can use any noodles that you want. You can use angel hair. I don't have angel hair, so I'm using linguine noodles, and I also got some soba noodles, which are made from buckwheat. So very healthy, okay? So what we're gonna do with the other ingredients, I'm gonna show you the other ingredients. Basically, kale, okay, cucumber. I have an English cucumber here. They call it a seedless cucumber, but that's kind of a misnomer because it does have seeds, but not as many. Otherwise known as an English cucumber, okay? I have Napa cabbage over here, okay, which I don't need the entire Napa cabbage, so I'm gonna do one of my wife's favorite recipes is we're gonna grill the other ones, the other parts of the Napa cabbage, and we are going to serve it with a Dijon vinaigrette, which I'm going to show you how to make. Dijon Parmesan vinaigrette. Other ingredients for the noodle salad are peanuts. Obviously, if there's anybody with an allergy risk, don't use the peanuts. But or if you want to use other types of nuts, that's fine. Cashews, macadamias, that's your choice. We've got sweet peppers. I've got two different colors here, orange and red. Green onions. I've got shredded carrots. I've got purple cabbage, and I've got cilantro, okay? So, let's get this show on the road. But before I do that, since obviously I only needed a little bit of the kale, and I bought a whole bag of it, I am making kale chips. Now, kale chips are really easy to make, and they're delicious. So basically what I did with these is I sprinkled them with a little bit of olive oil, and now I'm going to sprinkle them with a little bit of seasoning. I've got some over here too. Okay, and I'm going to sort of mix them up. And I'm going to put them in an oven at 450 degrees for about 10 to 15 minutes, or until they become crispy. Then I've got some more over here that I want to put in until they become crispy. So, there we go. Meantime, I got a grill over here, which now I'm going to turn up to high, or actually medium high, so that we can do the Napa cabbage. But let's start doing the noodle salad first. So, the noodles now are kind of stuck together. I'm going to put them in this bowl, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of sesame oil, just so that they don't stick. That's about a tablespoon, all right? I'm going to use the same tongs because basically it's the same food. So I'm going to mix this up so they don't stick, all right? And there we go. Okay. Then, to that I'm going to add the cucumber. Now, obviously, I'm not going to use the entire cucumber, and I'm going to peel this cucumber first. So, actually, I'm going to go do this in my sink because I've got a garbage disposal in the sink. Now, how you peel is completely up to you. Some people say, oh, no, you got to peel towards you. I feel more comfortable peeling away from you, okay? So that's what I'm doing. And there we have it. And we're going to cut this baby in half. And then we're going to cut it in half again. Get this out of the way, that way my able assistant can, here we go. All right. And I'm gonna slice it about 1/4 of an inch. Now, if you have leftover cucumbers, which I will, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna peel these babies too, and then I'm gonna pickle them. Put them with a little bit of vinegar and some dill, okay? And they are so good that way, pickled cucumbers. All right. Remember, keep a clean station, organized mind, organized station. Okay, so we got our cucumbers. Let's do our Napa cabbage. This I'm going to thinly slice. When I get to the end here, I'm going to pull out these yellow leafy parts because those are the parts I want. This is a little hard, so I'm not going to use that, okay? I'm going to finish slicing this, and that's good enough. Clean station, and I'm going to add this to the salad. Okay, next thing, peppers, all right? These I want to julienne, okay? So, trim off the ends, and depending on how big you want the pepper, I'm gonna cut it in half, and that's the way I want them, okay? Okay. And I'm going to add, that's a little bit too big, so I'm going to cut this. There we go. When it comes to, I'm a perfectionist. I want it all the same size. And remember, when you're going to go work in a commercial kitchen, you know, it is really all about mindless consistency. Doing the same dish over and over again. A customer does not want to come in one day and have your noodle salad and then find out when he comes in the next day that just because you wanted to try something different, you made it different. And he goes, wait a second, no, this doesn't taste right. This isn't what I had the last time. It's about consistency. Consistency, consistency, consistency. All right, so. Make sure, there we go. We should always have a sharp knife. And I'm going to julienne this. Okay, so here I've got I've got orange and I've got red peppers. You want to use green pepper, that's fine too. But there's already going to be, you know, cilantro in here and green onions. So, you know, you want to make it visually appealing too, not just taste appealing, but it's got to taste good too. I mean, it's got to look good. All right, so I'm going to throw these carrots in there. There we go. Green onions, remember, we only use the green part, but do not throw them away. Do not throw the roots away, because all you do is put them in a glass of water and those babies will grow again. And you can do that about 2 times and then they lose flavor. So you don't want to do it too much, okay? So there we go. And a little bit more. Okay. And I'm going to add this to the salad. There we go. Okay. I'm going to wait a second. I want to put the Napa cabbage onto the grill. I have a little electric grill. Obviously, if you want to do it outside on your barbecue grill, that's fine too. I'm going to spray it with a little bit of oil so it doesn't stick. Then I'm going to season it. I use adobo seasoning just because I like it. So a little bit of adobo seasoning. Okay, and then when it's done, what I will do is I'll put some black pepper on it. But for now, on the grill they go. Okay, so I'm going to use the same plate because just some seasonings on it, no sense tossing that away. Okay, now for the kale. I've got the kale over here, but these aren't big pieces. So I'm going to sort of like maybe chop it up a little bit and get rid of the stems because those are crunchy and they don't really have much flavor. Okay, so we're just going to chop it, rough chop it. All right. This salad is very good. It's good as a meal on its own. It's good as an accompaniment. And as a matter of fact, with my year 2 students right now, we are doing the section on salads. So this is a very nice salad to make. All right, so now we've got that. And I'm going to wipe down the table real quickly. Okay. Rinse off my knife. Okay. All right. Now, the last thing that we're going to add, well, actually not the last thing, I'm going to add some peanuts. Okay. And I'm going to add some cilantro. Here we go. And remember, with cilantro, unlike parsley, you can use the stems. Parsley, you don't want to use the stems because it leaves bitter taste. But cilantro, the stems are fine, okay? So I've rough chopped the cilantro, and I'm going to add it to the salad. Rinse off my knife. Okay. And finally, purple cabbage, okay? Very thinly sliced. This really, more than anything, gives it a really pretty color. Okay. And I'm going to leave it at that. Okay. So I'm going to add the cabbage. We have it. So I'm just going to give it a little sprinkling of salt, not too much. Again, I use adobo. And we're going to dress it. I'm going to use maybe half a cup to 3/4 of a cup. Then, of course, taste it as you go along and see if it, if you need more dressing or not. So we're going to mix this up. Now, you want to make this a little bit more interesting. Add beans to it, or add if there's any kind of a meat that you want to add to it. Might be even interesting with some kind of a cheese too. It's completely up to you. Remember, when it comes to food, think outside of the box. Okay, so here we go. Soba noodles, Italian noodles, purple cabbage, Napa cabbage, carrots, green onions. Am I forgetting anything? Peanuts and peppers. And that is it. So now we are going to plate this, and I'm going to show you what it looks like on the plate. Get some of the veggies. That's salad. Now, if you want, you could, if you're going to want to make it look pretty, get a little bit of the dressing and sprinkle it around the edges. Just there we go. And there you have it, Asian noodle salad. Now, I'm going to flip these babies over and let's see how they look. Oh gosh, look at that. Hope you can see that. So flip them over to the other side. And while they're cooking on that side, I'm going to show you how to make a very basic vinaigrette. Let me just clean up after myself over here because I hate a messy station. This is sanitizing solution, clean rag. Remember, always keep your station clean, always. I got some on the floor, but I will clean that up later. Okay, so now, basic vinaigrette. What are you going to need? I had a bowl over here. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I've got a bowl and a whisk. Now, vinaigrette. What is the ratio of oil to vinegar? Depends on who you talk to. Standard, they say 3 parts oil, 1 part vinegar. Some people like 2 parts oil, 2 parts vinegar. Some people like more vinegar. They like 1 part oil, 2 or 3 parts vinegar. I use little oil and more vinegar. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use 1 part of oil, and I'm going to put, for this, I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And I'm going to do a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, but any mustard will do. I like Dijon mustard, or good English coarse mustard is also very nice, but I've got Dijon mustard over here. I've got a little bit of cilantro in my hands. Okay. Now, what does the mustard do? The mustard acts as an emulsifier. What is an emulsifier? An emulsifier is something that makes 2 otherwise unmixable ingredients bind together. So if you were using mustard for this, obviously your oil and your vinegar would separate after you finish mixing it up. So the emulsifier, the mustard, what that does is it keeps the 2 otherwise unmixable ingredients combined, okay? So I'm going to add 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, and a half of red wine vinegar. Red wine vinegar, and I'm going to add a little bit of shredded Parmesan. And now I'm going to mix it up. And you can see it's already emulsified. That's not going to separate, okay? So we're going to leave this here. We're going to flip the Napa cabbage on its back now. And let's take a look at the kale. The kale, I believe, is ready. So let me put it out of the oven. You can see they're like chips. They're like chips. You can't really hear it, but they crinkle and they crackle. So these babies are done. I want to maybe I'll set this up over here so I don't. Okay, let me pull out the other one. There they are. So I'm going to add these. You can hear how they crunch. Oh, these are going to be so good. Put this back in until later. Okay, turn the oven off. And here we got it. Okay. So, where was I now? The vinaigrette is done. The salad is done. The kale is done. I'm going to try some of this kale because I love this stuff. So, As you can see, it's crunchy. And it's delicious. Oh my God. Absolutely delicious. Wash my hands. Okay. So at this point, the cabbage is done. Now, how long you want to cook it is completely up to you. If you want it cooked all the way through, if you want it a little bit soggy, that's fine. I like so that it tastes like a little bit of, you know, it tastes, it's got the barbecue flavor, the grill flavor to it, but it's still a little crunchy. So for me, that's done. So I'm gonna plate it up. Turn off the grill. And let's drizzle the sauce with vinaigrette over it. Okay. So this is the Dijon mustard and Parmesan vinaigrette. Oh my God. Unfortunately, you can't smell it, but it smells amazing. I'm not going to waste any of this vinaigrette. Okay, and then the last thing is pepper. 4 or 5 grains. Okay, and that is it, guys. All right, so Asian noodle salad, grilled Napa cabbage with a cabbage with a Parmesan vinaigrette, and the kale. Let me see if I can bring it over here. A little messy, but that's the kale. I'm going to put the kale right over here for now. That's it, folks. Chef Bob, enjoy.